start with dollar index to see the possible scenario of where dollar might be leading us to. Then with that, we can actually see how we can correlate that with other foreign currencies to see what we have. So this is a dollar index chart. So let's start from the weekly down to the monthly time frame, from monthly down to lower time frame. So looking at the dollar index monthly time frame, we still have dollar is still very bullish, looking very bullish. We have it that dollar has been buying consecutively for few months now, for about 6 to 7 months now, almost a year. So we have this liquidity area here on higher time frame get raided. So what can we be looking at for? We should be looking at for to see if there's a possible scenario we might have a bearish month. So let's look at weekly time frame. So looking at weekly time frame, you will see that this current high here has just been taken out, and if you look at the weekly candle, you see that the momentum have slowed down. The momentum have slowed down, unlike before where we have big candles. The momentum have slowed down, so this should tell us something, that there are tendencies that the market is likely coming down to to give some kind of pullback. So let's look at daily time frame. So here on daily time frame, last week we spoke about CE market taking out these highs. We spoke about CE market taking out these highs, this particular buy stops around this region, then possible scenario CE market dropping down lower. So I was saying that I was looking for a kind of a scenario where we can have a good pullback, CE market coming down. We saw this market kind of giving us this liquidity area. I said I wanted to see market taking out this, then I will be looking for sell opportunity above this level, then to see if we can come back to this region before we can possibly continue to the upside. So I'm still that you see how market went above that level, gave us a very nice short entry here. We took advantage of this, came back again the next day, took out the previous day's high again, gave us another short entry, took advantage of that. So that's it. So let's look at 4 hours time frame. So now looking at the daily time frame, now you will agree with me that if you're very good at what you do, you understand the kind of price action market is likely giving us here. So what we are seeing here, we are seeing market losing momentum to the upside. We see market losing momentum to the upside. So more like the market wants to give us a kind of a swing high. So more like the market wants to give us a kind of a swing high. So this is basically what I'm looking at today. So I want to see today's candle closing bearish to confirm this pattern. So if today's candles close bearish, that's to say that continuously all throughout we would see a fall on dollar. So today's candle is going to give me the decision I'm looking for. So if today's candle end up closing bullish, then that's to say that probably continuously the week we'll be looking for more stronger dollar. That's to say that they are not even ready to give us any pullback for them. So but if today's candles can close bullish, that will confirm we see a sell off in dollar for a short while. So let's look at 4 hours time frame. So here on 4 hours time frame, just like I highlighted to you guys on Friday, I said I wanted to see price taking out this region for us to have a drop. I also highlighted this area that you guys should take note of this area, the tendency of market bouncing off around this area. And you see how market cleared the liquidity, sold into this region neatly and bounced up around that region. So they moved up higher again the next day to take out the previous day, still took advantage of this now. So which was yesterday being Monday. So now what am I looking at for today now? So let's look at 15 minutes time frame. So now if you look at this now, you see that I had some kind of pattern here. This was how I was able to take this trade yesterday. As some market failed to create a higher high, went lower. So why market came back to this region, I knew definitely this is the kind of pattern I trade. So I was looking for a possible short scenario here. So we saw that market, we took advantage of that, gave us very nice risk to reward ratio. So now what am I looking at for today now? I want the bearish pattern to continue. So I want to see market coming for this liquidity here. I want to see market coming for this liquidity here. So you see, as I just highlighted this now, so I want market to come down to I don't want this high to be invalidated for us to continue on a bearish momentum. So I want to see market rejecting of this area now, coming to create another kind of pattern here, lower low. So more like what am I looking at for now? I want to see market continue making this kind of structure till we attack this low here. We take out this Friday's low. So now if we take out this Friday's low, even if we want to continue going bullish, let's say we should come back to somewhere around this region. So this is basically what I'm looking at for now. So I'm waiting patiently to see market taking out this liquidity around here. So when market takes out this liquidity around here, then if every criteria gets mixed up, I'll be looking for short opportunity on dollar index around this region. So I don't want the market to go above this high they created yesterday. So looking for a bearish opportunity for dollar index today. So that's basically what I'm looking out for. So let's look at foreign currencies and see likely opportunity of what we might be looking to do with that. So here, this is Euro USD. This is Euro USD. So let's look at monthly. Let's start from monthly down to weekly down to lower time frame. So now if we come to Euro USD or monthly time frame, you will know definitely that this liquidity resting here is very imminent. So we're looking at market to see if market can take out the liquidity resting here. We have a liquidity resting here. So you see, after having this bearish month of last month closing very strongly bearish, market is eyeing this particular liquidity resting around this region, this particular support area. Now market is eyeing it. So we are looking to see if market can come down to that region to take out that that's low. So now let's look at weekly time frame now. So our monthly order flow is still bearish. So let's look at weekly time frame now. So looking at weekly time frame now, you see that last week closed as an indecision candle, not telling us where the market is likely going to or where the market is not going to. So basically for me now, for us to continue on a bearish flow, I would want to see market taking out this previous week high. So above this previous week high, I would want to be a seller. So go mark out this previous week high on your chart around 1.06420. If market takes out that region, start looking for opportunity to sell. So that is to say that basically for now, I'll be looking for opportunity to buy above that region. So let's look at daily time frame. So coming into daily now, you agree with me that market has just been consolidated. We don't have a particular direction. Just like I told you guys on Friday, I told you guys that depending on what dollar does on particular region, I highlighted for you guys. I told you that is what's going to tell me what to do and what not to do. So if you look at this now on 4 hours time frame, you agree with me that we don't have a particular direction market is going to. Market is just basically consolidating. So and when market is consolidating, we have to also treat it the way the market is treating us, the way the market is giving us. So we don't have a particular direction here. We only know the fact that monthly order flow is bearish, weekly order flow is bearish. So we'll just be looking for regions and areas where we'll be looking for opportunities to sell. So here on daily time frame, there is no direction. Let's look at 4 hours. So now coming down to 4 hours time frame. So how was I able to catch up with the long position I took yesterday? So I took some long position here. So just like on Friday, I told you guys that I would want to buy dollar, I would want to buy Euro USD if market can come back to clear this liquidity here. Just exactly as market took out this liquidity, I was unable to get into this. See how the market bought all down to here, made about 60 pip. So now into yesterday early morning, market traded below into this region and rallied off. I don't trade during London section in the morning. I already come into New York section to see if I can get opportunity. So now looking at that, coming into New York, we had this particular pullback here, and I was able to take advantage of this pullback, and this gave about 74 pips on profit. So now, how am I looking to trade today? Now, so we have liquidity stopped up here. We have liquidity here. So how are we going to be able to? So we also have liquidity below. So now, how are we able to go? How are we going to get into this trade now? That is the primary question. Now, coming into 1 hour time frame, we have this particular region here. We have this particular region here. So I'll be looking at how market react at this region. So the reaction of market here is going to tell me if I'm going to be longing here or not. So I have this liquidity sitting up this region here. So I would want to see market coming down to take out this liquidity here. So I want to see market coming to take out this liquidity. Say I want 1.05400. So this is basically what I'm looking at for consolidate trading to this region. Then give me opportunity to buy back to clear this. So I'll be looking for opportunity to buy here. Then if I get an opportunity to buy here, I'll be looking for a stop below this low, and I'll be targeting this region, which is about 58 pips. And if we can continue, then we'll target this other high here. So this is basically where I'll be looking for opportunity to long Euro USD. So I want to see Euro USD trading back into this region here to see if I can get a good opportunity to long that. So coming down to 15 minutes time frame, so you see this was how I was able to catch up with this long entry somewhere here. So you see we just had the market trading lower, then we had the market changing structure here. We broke off structure here, failed to trade lower, we broke another structure here. So on filling back into this region, I was able to take advantage of this and we rallied higher. So now we still bullish on this market. So now I'll be looking to see if we can come back to this region. Just like I've said, if we can come back to this region, I'll be looking for buy opportunity around this region to trade price back higher. So this is basically what I'm looking out for on Euro USD here. So let's look at GBP USD. So coming down to GBP USD, so let's go back to monthly and start from monthly down to lower time frame. So now coming in down into monthly, we have this liquidity here. We have price running out this liquidity, pushing higher, giving us some sort of breakout structure here on monthly time frame. Market setting out liquidity region here. So we have it, the market is back to a discount level where we should be looking out for opportunity to buy. So now see how last month closed very bearish. We have it that this month has actually taken out previous month low. So definitely we should be looking for opportunity to long GBP USD if there's going to be likely for that. So let's look at weekly time frame here. So coming into weekly here, so I don't have anything much here, but look at last week closed very, very bearish, and this week we already took out previous week's low. So we are looking to trade back GBP USD somewhere around 1.24500. So now let's look at daily. There's nothing much here. Order flow is still bearish here, just like monthly. We don't have any change of market structure yet. So let's look at daily. So looking at daily here, you see how market consolidated. Then I have this particular region here highlighted. We have this particular region here highlighted. So I've been expecting market to bounce up from this region. I've been expecting, and you see how market has been reacting on that region. So more like I'm looking to see if I can have a kind of a swing low here, which is going to see price pushing higher. So this is basically what I'm looking out for here. So we have a consolidation, expansion. So more like I want to see, so what am I looking out for now? I want to see price trading back into this region. Then if we're going to continue trading lower, fine, or if we're not going to continue trading, I want it to retest and continue going higher. So this is basically what I'm looking at for, but I want to buy back into this level. So let's look at 4 hours time frame. So coming into 4 hours, I was able to catch up with this long entry here on Friday. I was able to catch up with this long entry here, just like I told you guys. I said I want to see an expansion to the downside. If I get an expansion to the downside, then I'll be looking to long dollar back to clear out these liquidities that was resting here, and exactly that was what I did. I took the chances when I saw price traded lower. So you see, I was able to get about 80 pips here. I think I took my entry exactly from this level. Was able to get about 80 pips of this market. I was able to get about during the NFP. Then market started trading lower. So now yesterday market went to take out this previous day's low. Then I don't trade in the morning, just like I told you guys. I don't trade in the morning. So now during New York session, I got this very, very nice opportunity. I took advantage of this, and this was able to give me about I think about 50 pips or thereabout. So now what am I looking out for today now on 4 hours? So you see, we have this big consolidation here, we have this expansion here, we have another consolidation here. So even if we are going to continue trading lower, I want to see price come back to this region, then we'll continue trading lower, or we bounce off to somewhere around this region. So whichever of them, I don't know for sure now. So but all I know is that I want to see price trading to this region before we cannot decide on which way are we going to, or where are we going to go to. So let's look at 1 hour time frame. So now coming into 1 hour here, I'm not seeing anything, just how the market just opened and started pushing up. So let's look at 15 minutes time frame. So here on 15 minutes time frame, so what I'm basically looking out for is I see price reacted somewhere around here. We have the liquidity was taken out here, we have some sort of break of structure, we have this void here. So more like I'm waiting to see price coming back to take out this liquidity which price has created for me here. So if I can see price trade into this region here around 1.23350, if I can see price trade back into that region here, that is where I will be looking for long opportunity. So if I can have price coming back to this region here, if I can have price coming back to that region here, so I'll be looking for long opportunity here. So this is what I'll be looking out for. So I want to see price trade back to here, give me some sort of long opportunity for me to trade back into this level where I've highlighted. So that is basically what I'm looking out for here on GBP USD. So I'll be waiting to see reaction of price here. So let's look at what we have here next here. So I think we have gold here next. So here on gold. So now I told you guys previous week I was looking for gold to bounce off to this region, come back to this region, then trade higher. You see, that was a very, very nice trade. If you would have sold from here, you would have made money. If you would have bought from here, you would have made money before the market did what? The market started trading lower. So here on Friday, I also sent you guys this, told you guys I wanted to buy gold from this region. Now you see how gold came into that region, bounced off, gave us about 100 pips or thereabout. This is about 169 pip. Yeah, so this was a very, very nice trade on Friday. So now yesterday open market just started trading lower. There was no entry at all for me. So now I was able to highlight this region here. So I saw there's liquidity here, there's this region here. So but I never placed a limit entry. So I think I was at price here when market just went higher here. So I lost interest to that. So waking up this morning, I saw market has come into that region, then bounced off from that region without even getting to us. So if I would have set a limit entry here, I would have been on profit on this trade about 95 pips or thereabout. So what am I looking out for? Let's go to 1 month time frame. So just like I've established the fact, I said gold is on a bearish order flow. I'm looking to see if gold can come back to this region to raid out all this liquidity resting here and probably even coming down to this region, which for sure I told you guys earlier, I said I don't see that happening because of fundamental reasons. So but let's look at weekly. Okay, so here on weekly, so we have price is still bearish, the order flow is still bearish, so nothing much for here. So let's look at daily. So coming into daily here, if you look very well, I highlighted this region here. I said price is reacting here, and I'm looking at to see if we can have a bounce off from this region here back to here before we can continue the bearish order flow. I highlighted that. So you see, we have not still broke that region, we are still on that level, we are still reacting there. So looking at the way yesterday's candle closed very, very bearish, this might be some sort kind of pullback, then continuation to the downside. This can be that, and or we can just continue going higher. So I don't know, but it looks more like a pullback to continue going lower. So let's look at 4 hours time frame. So coming into 4 hours time frame, I would say that I would want to see, based on 4 hours here, based on what I'm seeing, I would want to take this as a pullback, then continuation to the upside. So this is what I would want. Even if we're not going to get there, I would want to target somewhere around this region here. I will be targeting basically somewhere around this region here. So this is basically what I'm looking out for. Good pullback, give me a long entry, come back to this region. So let's look at 1 hour, let's look at 15 minutes to see if there is any point of interest we can establish to take this trade here. So 1 hour time frame. So coming into 1 hour, we have market running into my point of interest, more like we had an expansion. So basically here on 1 hour, I have this region here which I will be looking out for here. So I'll be looking at that region here to see if I would have anything there on lower time frame for me to get in. So there's nothing I'm seeing here. So but I would be waiting patiently to see what price does when it comes into this region. So I'll be waiting patiently to see what price does when it comes into this region. So if I get a good opportunity to long here, this is where I would want to long gold from. So I'll be looking to long gold here, owing to the fact that I know I have all this liquidity here. So I have all this liquidity here, which I want to go to take out. So what happens here is when they're going to tell me either to long or to short. So I'll be monitoring gold price here very carefully to see if I can get a long opportunity here. So this is basically what I have for you guys on gold. So let's look at what we have on BTC USD. Here on BTC USD. So let's look at 1 week. Okay. So here on the weekly time frame on BTC USD. So price is basically looking to see if it can take out this liquidity here. So we have this liquidity here sitting around 28,500. We have this liquidity sitting around 28,500. So I think this is the major liquidity where BTC USD is actually aiming to see if it can take that out. So but we have this major drop yesterday. Let's go to daily. So we have this major drop yesterday. So definitely even if we are going to have some kind of continuation to the downside, we need some kind of repricing. We need price to in kind of retrace a little bit before we continue to the downside. You know, we are already at this kind of sort of strong bearish momentum, so we need some kind of cool off for us to continue going lower. So more like, let's see, you can price trade back to somewhere around this region, then we drop hard again. So this is basically what I'm seeing on BTC USD. So let's go to 4 hours time frame. So now 4 hours time frame, I think if price can come back to this region, it will be very okay to look for short opportunity here. So that is where I would have interest for short opportunity on a BTC USD. So this is where we have interest on short opportunity. So we have liquidity break of structure, we have all this liquidity area. So now how do we be able to make money out of this now? So let's go to 1 hour. So now coming into 1 hour, I saw this buy opportunity earlier in the day, but I was still looking at it to have some sort of confirmation. So let's go to 1 hour. So you see we ran out previous day's low and we are pushing higher. We ran out previous day's low, we retested and we are pushing higher. So I'll be looking at this particular region here to see if I could have a pullback to this region. So if I can have a pullback to this region, more like, okay, can I have something of this nature here? So this is basically what I'll be looking out for on BTC USD. I would want a price to take out all this liquidity here, all these things here. So all these things are stop losses of sellers. So I want price to take out this. So let's look at 15 minutes time frame to see if there is anyhow we can take advantage of this. So now here basically what am I looking out for? So this is very easy. This is very easy. So I think I would highlight this rather. Okay. So this is where I'll be looking for opportunity to long BTC USD. So I would want to see if I can have a deep pullback. I want to see if I can have a deep pullback to this region. If I have a deep pullback to this region BTC, I'll be longing BTC from that level here. Then I want BTC to run higher to at least run out this high here. So this will be my targets here on BTC USD. So this is basically what I'm looking at from BTC USD. So I'm long on BTC USD today. So a deep pullback to this region will give me a long opportunity on BTC USD to trade back to this region. So this is basically what I have for you guys this morning. So if you have any question, feel free to unmute yourself and ask.